Welcome to the Lifted Lifestyle Podcast. This is a call to action to live above limitations that try to disrupt your peace, steal your joy, and limit your access to your best life. I am Latasha Weatherspoon, the Chief Empowerment Officer of the Lifted Lifestyle and your favorite host. I'm joined today by my favorite host, Mr. Chaz Bailey.
Hello, world. This is Chaz Bailey, the Creative Opportunity COO of the Lifted Lifestyle. Glad to be with you today. And you can find me on social media, Instagram at The Creative Opportunities, on Twitter at Chaz Bailey.
So, how are you today, Mr. Bailey?
I'm doing well. I'm doing good. I'm refreshed from a long weekend of driving and everything. Finally back in the groove and making it happen. So I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Good. I'm feeling good today. Today was a good day despite the rain. And rain makes me sleep so good. So
I didn't see a drop today in my area. That's how big Houston is. Out in my area, I didn't see a drop.
Really?
No, not at all.
Well, I feel all refreshed and ready to be totally bought into our show today.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. Let's go.
So before we jump into our show, as always, we're going to start with our moment of gratitude. So what are you grateful for today, Mr. Bailey?
Well, what I'm grateful for is something that began last week. We had a huge response to my enthusiasm about the gratitude challenge. So I'm definitely grateful for that. And so moving forward, I want to move forward with the gratitude challenge. I'm just so happy to have the gratitude challenge and looking forward to putting everybody up on it. And so, that's what I'm grateful for.
Good. Well, I'm grateful for two different things this week. I'm grateful for the opportunity to return to my hometown and speak this past Saturday at the women's conference at Great Amount. And it was absolutely amazing. The response was wonderful. We talked about having victory in the face of your giant, and I've been getting great feedback, and it's always so refreshing to return home and do something in the place that you're from and get great reception. And secondly, I'm grateful for my friend Amber, who sent me a book today, and it was totally unexpected, declaring that I'm going to win in every area of my life. And it was just a small act of kindness that was just the pep I needed today.
Oh, that's awesome. Shout out to Amber.
Yeah, shout out to Amber. So what's our show today, Mr. Bailey?
Well, our show is the power of preparation.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Being prepared. So,
all right.
So that's what our show is on today. So definitely look forward. So be prepared for it. Yeah.
So when we think about the power of preparation, I think that people don't give enough credit to being prepared.
Yeah.
To come into every task in your life ready, revved up, and, willing and organized. We don't give enough credit to actual preparation.
Yeah, definitely. And that's a perfect segue for spring cleaning your life. Because as you know, for the last month here, we've been working through our spring cleaning your life special, and this is the last week of it, unfortunately.
Yes, it is.
But definitely got to show it to the people. So organization is a must. We spoke about that with that show, and being prepared allows this to happen. So as we get into the show, we're definitely going to give you more areas to speak about, or we will speak about being prepared in all things you do, and basically cleaning your life up and getting you on the right track.
Yeah, and once the coaching special is gone, it is gone forever. We don't do coaching specials too often. So that probably will be our only one for 2018, unless, something else happens to motivate and move us in the right direction. But
so jump on it. Jump on it, please.
This is the last weekend. We're almost filled with spots for that program too.
Exactly. So get in.
But
get in.
Back to our topic today, which is the power of preparation.
Yeah.
So when you look at the definition of the word preparation, it is to make ready.
Yeah.
Or to get ready for something. So when we think about life and success and our goals, we often forget the vital part of being prepared.
Yes.
You know, there's a old saying that if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
You don't have to get
Yeah.
ready, because you never know when an opportunity will present itself for you to actually capitalize on your dreams, you know, for you to walk into your season. And that's with everything, you know, that is with your school, that is with your business, that's in your relationship. I think preparation is key, you know. And when you think about preparation, for me, I know that being prepared reduces anxiety.
Yeah, it does.
You know, you feel a lot more confident going into your exchanges, going into your meetings and opportunities when you feel prepared.
Yeah, exactly. Well, when I was growing up, a fact about me, I was a Boy Scout, and the Boy Scout motto was "Be prepared." You know,
Okay.
so that was one thing we had to do, and when you think about the Boy Scouts, you know, you think about going on nature walks and camping, things of that nature, and think about it. You can't efficiently camp in the woods if you're not prepared. You have to understand where you're going, what the temperature is. You have to be prepared overall. And that's one thing we have to do, because in life we have our goals, our dreams, our aspirations, our day-to-day tasks, but we have to be prepared for them to do them at the highest level possible. And so we have to understand, as you said, if you don't have to get ready, you stay ready so you don't have to get ready, basically. And so another moniker I would say is that something we said in our communication is two things that you don't get back, and that is a word once it leaves your mouth, and time. So understanding the time piece, understanding that with being prepared, is understanding that it's the urgency of right now. The urgency of now, because time, you don't get it back. And so everything is urgent. So when you put value to whatever you believe in, you put value into your homework in order to graduate. You put value in your relationship in order to communicate better. You put forth the effort to be prepared to come to the table with something to let that grow. So I think that's one of the first steps, is just to understand the value and the urgency of right now, because what you do now sets up the next day and the next day and in your career. And then next thing you know, you accomplished because you were prepared in the beginning.
You know, when I think about the urgency of right now, I think about the fact that this moment, this present moment in your life, is all you really have.
Yeah.
And it's all you really have control over. You know, when you think about anxiety, it's either worrying about the future or worrying about the past. Things that you can't control. You can't control the past. You can't control the future, but you can control your right now.
Exactly.
So the actions in right now will be what shapes your future.
Yeah.
So instead of worrying about the future and being anxious about days to come, it's more beneficial to put your focus on preparing right now to have great moments right now.
Yeah.
Because if you can, you know, be diligent with your work ethic, be diligent with your organization right now, you're going to set yourself up so that the future will have no choice but to yield success in whatever area of your life.
No, you're 100% right. One thing, you know, to give a little history lesson, that's something that the great Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. referred to in the March on Washington. He referred to the fierce urgency of right now, and speaking about the civil rights in the positive way. And so thinking about the movement that was and how strong that was, putting that in our lives, in our day-to-day lives, the fierceness of reaching our goals, the fierceness of completing a task, the fierceness of making your day-to-day opportunities for growth better. And once you, I believe, put it into that perspective, the way you move, the way you set everything up going forward, it only creates basically the opportunity for success, no matter what that may be. And then on the other side, one thing that the urgency of right now in terms of being prepared does for you, it creates self-discipline. Not in the terms of creating self-discipline as far as a corrective action, but it creates habits and routines that are positive to achieve the goals necessary to get where you want to get, achieve the dreams, to see that all is possible. And it starts from being prepared.
Definitely. I think that, people don't give a lot of emphasis to being prepared, but you never know when your moment is going to come. You never know when someone is going to be like, okay, this is your time.
Yeah, pull your card.
Case in point. Last year I was at Lisa Nichols' conference. Of course, shout out to Lisa Nichols. She's a powerhouse. Anyone who knows that knows that. But her audience is packed with people who could change your life, so into your business. And during a workshop, one of the workshops I was attending there, one of the presenters said, do we have any authors in the room that want to present their book? Stand up and tell us about your book. And so I slipped my hand up in the air and whipped that book right out my purse and stand up and I gave them the spiel. This is my book, Find Your Tribe and Break Bread, available everywhere in the world that books are sold. This is a book that'll help you find your core values and your circle of influence that reflect those values. And she was
Googling right now. That sounds pretty good.
Yes. And that's exactly what happened. Like, people were coming up to me, do you have books with you? Of course I had books with me.
Prepared,
I subscribe to the Masterpiece School of Business.
Yes.
Always have your product with you.
Yes.
So I had books with me and they bought all the books I had. They signed up on my mailing list and all those things. But had I not been prepared, I would have missed that opportunity.
Yeah.
It is of utmost importance, especially for those of us that are entrepreneurs. You have to be ready because you never know when the time is going to show itself.
Yeah.
You never know when you're going to be pushed into a position to really take your shot. Because, there's a saying that says, they blessed are they that wait. What is it?
That's along those lines. I don't know.
But I really think it's those that are prepared.
Yeah.
Those that are working.
Yeah.
If you are prepared and you are working,
opportunities endless.
Endless. Success is yours for sure. But more than that, when I think about the times in my life where I've been the most confident, the most self-assured, the most self-aware, those were the times when I had spent the time on the back end to get prepared for the opportunities. If you're given an opportunity to speak, have a speech written, because you never know when someone's going to tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, this is your shot.
Exactly.
Hey, we want you to come. Just last week, I was able to go speak to Kate Smith Elementary School, with very little warning, but I was ready because you always got to keep a speech in your pocket. When I was performing as a poet, I would always say you got to keep a poem in your pocket because you never know when someone's going to hand you a microphone and say, hey, this is the time. So get prepared on the back end so you can capitalize when someone taps you on the shoulder and says, this is your time. You need to always stay ready so you don't have to get ready for your shot. You got to take your shot when someone gives you the ball.
Give you the ball. Exactly. Because you never know when the clock's going to run out.
Never know.
And so it reminds me of, we were looking at the, Will Smith. He was telling his opportunity to become the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Great show. We know it basically caused his career to blow up. And he spoke about the opportunity he had because he sold a multi-platinum album with the follow-up not being so good. So he was broke. And went to a meeting and had an opportunity to audition to be Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And they handed him the script and he asked if I understand the story correctly. He said, can I have a couple of weeks? And they said no. They said no, you have 10 minutes. And so he either could take it or leave it. And with that opportunity, the rest is history. We know sometimes when you hear Will Smith, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Yeah. Because you never, that could have been anyone else and he lost his opportunity. So that's what we have to do. It's so simple. Just as we look at the Weather Channel and we understand that, hey, it's going to be cold, we take a coat. My mother a stickler about it. Yeah. Make sure you pack a coat. I can be going to Miami in the middle of the summer. Make sure you put some sleeves on. But that's being prepared because you never know when a cold front will come through in your life. So you have to put some sleeves on. So you have to walk around and make sure. You say, well, let me run back to the hotel and get my sleeves. But one thing that being prepared does, and the urgency of now, it also helps you become a better strategic thinker. because you know what rooms you're going to enter. Just like the example Latasha just gave, walking into a room with Lisa Nichols and being in the audience, and this call was done for authors. If she hadn't brought any books, she didn't know that was going to happen. But if she didn't bring any books, she may have not have been ready to receive the people that wanted to sow into her. And so that's one thing we have to think about, is that we always have to have, like you said, a poem in your back pocket. We have to have whatever makes us great, whatever give us an edge to be the best we can be. We got to have that in our pockets. That's why you got so many pockets on your jeans. You got to have stuff in them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got to have something in them.
You know, and really, so to summarize the urgency of now really goes back to the premise: be prepared right now to capitalize on this moment, on this chance, on this opportunity, because it is all that you have. Be ready right now. Don't spend all of your time getting ready. You have to stay ready.
Yeah, you do.
You have to stay ready to take care of this moment. Be prepared right now, and that will make room for your success in the future.
Exactly.
That'll make room.
It does. And that brings to the next point. Well, first, thank you to Facebook. I see people joining in.
Yes.
So shout out to you all. Thank you for joining on our prepared show.
Yes, I see it. We have Stacy with us, and Sherelle and Kobe. We got a bunch of people with
people
us.
just jumping in.
Thank you. Make sure that you guys swipe to the left. Share this with your family and your friends. If you're hearing something that you think is of great value, don't be selfish.
Exactly.
Share, spread the word, and all those things.
Yeah, please
with
do.
people that you like, and tell them, the art of being prepared. The
Yeah,
power of being prepared.
Give us your best practices in being prepared, and we'll definitely shout you out during the show.
Talk with us. Talk to us. Remember, this is a conversation. This is not a lecture. We want to know. Thank you, Tawana, for saying, this is an awesome word on preparation. We are trying to stay ready.
Yeah, we're trying to stay ready.
So make sure that you guys are talking to us, engaging with us. Remember, this is a conversation. We want to give you what you need and talk directly into your life, into what you need, and keep you lifted as we're going through this. Okay, so what's our next point?
All right, the next point. So we spoke about the urgency of right now and how to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Mm-hmm. But when you stay ready too long and you're waiting for perfection, you can be paralyzed by it.
Definitely.
So don't be paralyzed by perfection in your pursuit of being prepared.
I think all the time about myself. There were many years in my life where I wanted things to be absolutely perfect. So because I wanted things to be absolutely perfect, I didn't do anything. I didn't take a shot. I didn't take a step. I wouldn't do a workshop because I was like, oh no, it's not ready yet. It's not ready yet. Yeah. I got to tweak this. I got to change that. I think about the book, how many revisions I went through before I even sent it to the editor, because I was like, oh no, I got to change this. I wanted it to be
not knowing that's the editor's job.
Yeah. So. Just perfect, But sometimes you have to get out of your own way and let the chips fall where they may, and take the lesson when it comes to you. If you put it out there, and the worst that can happen is you will learn something about yourself, about your product, about your book, about your recipes that you did not know. And then you can take those lessons and improve for the next go round. But don't be paralyzed by your pursuit of wanting it to be perfect before you take a step out of there. It's like people, you used to hear the old saying where people would say, I got to get ready before I can go to church. I got to get ready before I can join church. But there is no getting ready. There is no getting ready. In any area of your life, take the risk. Because with great risk comes great reward. I'm not saying don't be prepared. What I'm saying is don't get stuck and being like, this has to be absolutely just perfect before I can take a shot.
No, I agree 100%. One thing that comes to mind, the great speaker Les Brown, he speaks about perfection. So he was on in a conference, and he said it this way. He said, practice makes
perfect.
Okay. And so that's what the crowd said. And he's like, no, you're wrong. And that's because nothing is perfect. We're imperfect beings. However, we pursue perfection. So in being prepared, what we do every morning we wake up, we're striving to pursue perfection. But is no such thing as being perfect. So that means every day we move to get better and better. And each day above ground is better than the last one because you're somewhere you never been before. And so understanding what Latasha just said about a risk assessment, you definitely have to take a risk assessment with your own life, because we tend to go out, no matter what your current job is or what have you, you do a risk assessment. You say, well, I'm not going to that neighborhood because I don't think it's safe after dark, or I'm not going here because of this. So that's a risk assessment. But when it comes to ourselves, we have to do that, because what's the risk of not pursuing our goals? What's the risk of not taking that leap or taking that shot? It becomes what you said. I'm sitting here, I'm waiting for the perfect moment to do it, but it's no perfect moment. The best moment is right now to make some type of stride to go forward. And so I think we have to remember that when you have a chance to take a shot, take it. What's the worst can happen? Because if you're going to bet anything, if you're going to take any type of risk, let it be on yourself.
And and I think about all the times where people get stuck in their head and they say, oh my God, well, this is not right. People are going to say this. People are going to say that. Well, first, people are going to say whatever they're going to say if they have ill intentions anyway. They're going to they're going to have judgmental comments anyway if that is their intention. But more than that, you have to position yourself to take your shot. You have to position yourself to be very present in your actions. Make everything that you do intentional and purposeful, and not so focused on having it to be perfect, but not being paralyzed by your fear.
No, you're exactly right. One thing that comes to mind, because when you speak about fear, that's one of the things that keeps us complacent sometimes.
Definitely.
Because we can say, well, I'm waiting for the perfect moment, but in this moment we're being perfectly complacent. We're being perfectly neutral. And one thing that being prepared does for us as well, it provides us the opportunity to be resilient. And so, because it's a lot of things in life that we may go through that causes us to be more careful. I may have came out of a bad relationship, so I want to be careful. This type of job, I didn't really do too well, so I want to be careful. I'm scared to take math classes because I didn't do so good last time. I want to be careful. But when you look at the side of being prepared for the conversation, being prepared for your homework to make you better, taking the strides to make yourself better in these expectations that may come from whatever your goal is, allows you to be resilient. And being resilient takes away that fear, because fear, we speak of it as it's conditional, but fear, in my opinion, is a spirit. And our spirit changes by our energy. So if you approach something positively,
Definitely.
that means your spirit is positive. Your spirit is being a go-getter in this moment. And so by doing that, you're automatically combating fear. And like you said in our earlier, that what we do as far as being prepared, it combats anxiety. And anxiety and fear kind of reside in the same neighborhood. So in doing these type of things in terms of being prepared, is making yourself resilient, making yourself come back from your mistakes. Yeah, I may have fallen, but guess what? I'm back up and I'm about to make it happen.
And more than that, we get complacent and stuck in our thoughts, and we're like, oh my God, this isn't right, it isn't ready, and that comes from a place of anxiety, a place of worry. But my challenge to you is, instead of asking, well, what are they going to think about this, or instead of focusing on it's not ready, ask yourself, what if it does work?
Yes.
Instead of, focusing on the negative thoughts, challenge your negative thinking with positive questions. What if it does work? What if people do like my work? What if someone is waiting on my story? What if I need to write this book for someone more than just myself? What if I need to start this company because of its impact on the world at large? Meet your negative thoughts with positive thinking.
Exactly.
Change your thinking and you will change your behaviors. And if you change your behaviors, you will change your life. That's the God honest truth.
Yeah,
it's something that I had to learn over time. You guys know my rule. I will never ask you to do something that I didn't have to do first. I will never teach you something that I didn't have to learn first. And that is a real and transparent thing. You have to change your thinking, change your words, and you'll change your behaviors. And once you change your behaviors, you'll change your life. So when you get stuck in those stinking thinking and you're thinking all these negative thoughts and you're worried about perception, challenge that. Meet it with a little resistance. What if this does work? What if I am that good?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying, because you definitely have to be constructive on yourself, but in a positive manner. So while you're asking yourself these questions, you just made me think of two other. What am I missing out on by not doing this? Or am I making the same mistakes all the time because I'm not prepared? So let me get prepared. Let me move in this manner, because those type of questions that bring value into what you're trying to achieve. And that's the overall goal, achievement, success.
Definitely.
And so I think that's what we're moving towards. That's what being prepared sets you up for. Sets you up for your personal greatness.
So the formula for success is a simple one. Success happens when preparation meets opportunity, then success will show itself. Preparation plus opportunity will equal success.
Simple as that.
Simple as that.
Simple as that.
Get prepared, wait for your opportunity, or as I like to say, take your opportunity, show up for your opportunity, be present for your opportunity, and trust that success will show itself.
Yeah, because this is how you create your own path. As simple as that. This is how you create your own path. We go to math classes about numbers, but this is how you create your own path, by adding your preparation plus the opportunity. And one thing you got to be in remembrance of is that we have to make sure we're mindful of being open to new opportunities.
Ooh, that's good.
Because sometimes we're closed-minded and we don't realize that we're standing in the midst of being a billionaire, and we say, well, we want to stay over here because of some great idea you have, and you don't want to take that jump. You don't want to take that leap. But be open to a new opportunity, because as we spoke earlier about Will Smith's story, he was a rapper, his best friend a DJ, made an album, did triple platinum, and like he said in the video, he said his next album went triple plastic and he ended up being broke. But now, if you ask anyone in this world, who is Will Smith? One of the best actors alive, because he took the shot. He took the opportunity on becoming an actor, and the rest is history. So what is your opportunity? Always be ready, because you never know. Someone may walk up to you, ask you a simple question, and that's your shot. So just always be mindful of that. That's how I feel about the equation, the success equation.
And just in case anyone is out there and they're thinking, okay, so what does preparation really look like? Whatever your given field is, preparation looks like getting some training. It looks like being a scholar, a student of your craft. Whatever your craft is, be a student of your craft.
Yes.
Learn everything that you can learn about what it is that you do. If you are not studying what it is you do, I will challenge your passion.
Exactly.
How much do you really love this thing or this area if you're not willing to study and read up on it?
Exactly.
I get so frustrated when I hear people who say, "Oh, I want to do this," and I said, "Okay, well, what books have you read?" Crickets. It's so frustrating, because if you are really interested in something, if you really want to do it, you have to become a student of it.
You do.
You have to be married to your craft. And after you get some training, and let's say you want to be, I don't know, a basketball player, whatever it is. If you get some training in how to play basketball, once you get some training on how to play basketball and you get out there and you go try it. Just try it and get some feedback. Find out what's working. Find out what isn't working. And take the lessons as they come to you.
Yeah.
And then try to get a mentor.
Oh, that's key.
The best piece of advice I can tell you is find a mentor. And yes, we live in a culture where sometimes people don't want to mentor you because they're fearful or they don't want to tell you. That's their issue. Find someone else.
Exactly.
Keep asking and be resilient until someone says, you know what? Yes, I'll take a chance on you.
Yeah, because someone is willing to.
Yes, someone
willing
is
to.
definitely willing
Because
to.
we're both here today because someone took a chance on us.
That is the word.
And
right
so
there.
we have to remember that. And in addition to what you said, other key points is action, action, action. You have to take action, because once you read, like you use the example of a basketball player, you went to training, now you have to play. Now you have to get feedback. Get that action and keep after it. Keep after it, because the pursuit of perfection makes you great. So continue to pursue your perfection in whatever your field is, because once you have an opportunity, don't let it slip you by. And then what you can do as well, you can tailor your expectations to your opportunity. So if I expect to be in the NBA, I'm going to tailor my expectations of my training. I'm going to tailor who I train with. I'm going to tailor how I practice. So you have to make adjustments. And that's one thing that being prepared helps you do as well. It helps you become flexible.
And more than that, though, Chaz, I think oftentimes about that. You remember a few years ago, there was this guy, he wanted to be in the NFL so badly. He had been working out, he had been training hard, and he stood outside of someone's locker room. Do you remember this with the sign that says, "I'm ready, put me in, coach," and all that? You not only have to be prepared, but you have to position yourself for your opportunity.
Exactly.
You cannot be afraid to get out there, be visible, and take the risk for someone to see you, for someone to take a shot on you, to take a chance on you. If you ask someone to be a mentor to you and they're not responding to you, move on. Ask somebody else.
Someone else. Yeah.
If you want to be a speaker, my challenge to you is to go to conferences where they are hiring speakers. Before you even ask to be a speaker on the platform, sow into that platform. Go and see what they're expecting from their speakers. If you want to be on a TED stage, go to a TED Talk. Be in the room in order to get your opportunity. You can never get the opportunity if you are not in the room. And on the subject of mentors, two things, and then we'll move on. One, don't always look for a mentor that has 100,000 followers. I saw this on someone's page, and it says, some of the greatest mentors only have 1,100 followers. That was a word, because sometimes we're so focused now on the social media age on how many followers do they have, what is their presence like. Some of the mentors that have sown into my life don't have any followers.
Exactly.
But they have taught me, they're not on the Facebook, as they call it.
On the Facebook.
But they have taught me lessons that have been invaluable in my life. Link up with someone that does not have to necessarily be a celebrity. If you have the opportunity to train under and study from powerful celebrity, famous people, do that. But also learn from the people that are in your reach.
Exactly.
Reach out to the ones that are right next to you in your church, in your business, in your industry, that are just everyday people but can add value to your life. That's the first thing. The second thing is, to those of us who have amassed any success in any given area, your charge is to reach back and sow into someone else in your industry. If you are too afraid to mentor someone else, then you are not prepared for your success. Because no one can take from you what is already yours. I tell people all the time, if you want to ask me a question, ask me. If I can help you, I'm going to help you, because there's nothing that I can tell you that's going to prevent what is mine from coming to me.
Because what's yours is yours.
You cannot be afraid to sow into people because I don't want to develop my competition. You don't have any competition. Your competition is the you was yesterday.
Exactly.
You need to focus on being a better you tomorrow.
Exactly.
That's all I have to say about that.
No, I can't even touch on it. Like that. That's it. That is it. Because you don't want to be in the room and say, I should have did this.
Definitely.
The last thing I can leave you with is remove the I should have's and add the I did's. So when you do your assessment on the day prior, you say, I did this. Tomorrow I'm going to do this. And I'm going to grow here. This is what I'm going to do. And this is what I'm going to bring to the table. Here's my toolbox. I'm ready for work.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we have to do. Pound it out, move forward.
Yeah.
And that's how you create your best life.
Definitely. Be prepared. Go get your opportunity and trust that your success will manifest.
Exactly.
That's the formula.
That's it.
Everyone wants to know how to get successful, how to be wealthy. That's the formula. Be prepared. Go get your opportunity and trust that you'll be successful.
That's it.
That's it. That's the word.
That's
that's the formula. That's the science. One of the biggest pieces of advice I ever got was, don't let anybody outwork you. God bless my father's soul. Don't let anybody outwork you. Don't be so worried about what anyone else in your industry is doing. Focus on being prepared, going to get your opportunity, and waiting for your success to manifest.
That's it.
That's
it. That's it. Nothing else.
So remember that there is power in preparation. I saw someone ask where you can get the book. You can get the book anywhere that books are sold. My suggestion would be to go over to theliftedlifestyle.com and get the book, because if you buy it from theliftedlifestyle.com, then I will send you an autographed copy.
Yeah.
And trust that autograph is going to be worth a lot of money one day.
See,
I said it here. I say it all the time. I'm prepared. I'm
prepared.
just waiting for Oprah to open up my opportunity.
There you go. That's all you got to do. You got to call in and be ready for it.
Hey, now. And here's a little tidbit as far as being ready is concerned. For you ladies that are on here right now, when the announcement for the assembly 2018, for those of y'all who were there last year and in the fall, y'all know what I'm talking about. When the assembly announcement is made, do not miss it. You want to be at the table for this event. We will open up tickets at some point. I can't even tell y'all when, because I've been already getting messages about it. But the assembly summer 2018, you do not want to miss it. I have some surprises, some tricks up my sleeves, and I'm pulling out all of the stops.
All right.
So don't miss it, in other words.
Don't miss it.
What's our good news story of the day?
All right, so good news story today is homegrown. It was a teen. He was prepared because his mama told him don't leave the house without an umbrella. It might rain. And so he's riding down the street, and in Houston it's super hot. And so he saw a senior citizen, older lady, sitting in the hot sun. And what he did, he looked back, grabbed his umbrella, and stood outside with her, holding the umbrella for her because it's so hot.
Oh.
And so what ended up happening is that the bus, she was waiting on the bus, and the bus didn't come for, I think it said over an hour. So he stood there, he got out of his car and stood there with her and had a great conversation. And what he does now, every time he goes by, that's his new friend, and he gets the umbrella out and they sit and have casual conversation.
That is amazing.
And so what I took from it is, because he was prepared for rain or heat, as you would say, you're able to put yourself in position to help someone else by being prepared for something that you were ready for. And so what happens is that when people come along, you can say, hey, here it is. I had this for me, but it's helping you more. So
but you need this more than me.
Exactly.
So there is preparation. There is blessing in your preparation.
Exactly.
You never know that your preparation might be for more than just yourself.
Yeah.
And to this young man, shout out, young man,
because she's in a wheelchair and everything.
Yes.
And so he just saw her. I think it said he took his mother, dropped his mother off or something, and just going back to the house. And so he just stopped by there and saw her, and kudos to him.
Kudos to you, sir. And I mean, we spend so much time highlighting the negative things that happen in the world at large. That is one of the reasons why we do the good news stories, because we want to bring some joy and some light into your life.
Exactly.
But I want to really send a special shout out to this young man, because often when we look at this generation, it's in terms of saying how lost they are, how mean they are, how they misbehave. But that is a young man who is young and who is doing something to show some love and some light in this world. And I appreciate you, sir. If you hear this message, I appreciate you.
Me too. Not just her.
That's
so
all right.
Definitely good news.
Again, I am Latasha Weatherspoon, the Chief Empowerment Officer of the Lifted Lifestyle. It is a training and development company focused on personal development but yields professional results. Follow us on all social media channels at the Lifted Lifestyle. On Twitter, we're at Love the Lifted. But on everywhere else, we're at the Lifted Lifestyle. You can find me on social media at Tasha Spoon on all social media channels. And that's all I got. Oh, sorry. Tell the people where they can find
you can find me, The Creative Opportunities, on Instagram, Twitter at Chaz Bailey. But first, while we throwing it out there, the gratitude challenge is coming. If you tuned in last week, I got super excited. Was gonna flip over tables and all of that, just to show how grateful I am. But the gratitude challenge is coming tomorrow.
Yes.
So what that entails is this. It's basically, as we do each show, we open it up. What are you grateful for? Just tell them, what are you grateful for? So now with the gratitude challenge, what we want to do is for you to film yourself doing that and basically send it to us, Instagram, Twitter, what have you, with the hashtags I am grateful, the Lifted Lifestyle, and Gratitude Challenge. But it doesn't stop there, because our turning point is this: have someone else with you. So I started off and say, I am grateful for my life and my strength of today. And then you have someone with you and you invite them on camera to tell what they're grateful for. And that way it's always two people showing that they're grateful. And hopefully when you leave, it's reciprocal. When that person leaves, they go do it to someone else, or it's just a casual conversation. So that's the goal. Put light in the world, and just to show what you're grateful for going to day.
That's powerful. I'm excited to see the videos that we're going to get.
I'm ready.
Because we spend so much time complaining. We spend so much time focused on negativity. It will be so refreshing to hear what you guys are grateful for. What is good going on in your life? Take a second, make a video. It doesn't have to be long.
No, not at all.
Just tell us one or two things that you're grateful for. Invite someone else to share the story with you. And we are so excited.
Yeah, definitely share
to watch your story. Share this on all your social media platforms. And remember that your life is your own. Your happiness is your own, and so is your success. You are your own priority. Remember to live lifted.
And be prepared while doing it.